The new Clinton policy on Somalia is stay the course. U.S. troops will stay indefinitely.
Celebrity endorsements, the high-risk companies take when they reach for the stars.
And planted in front of the television, the government says we have a bumper crop of couch potatoes.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. When President Bush sent U.S. troops to Somalia, he predicted they'd be home before he left office. Well, Mr. Bush left 7 months ago, but the troops are still there. And now the Clinton administration is saying they won't be coming home anytime soon. National security correspondent David Martin reports on the latest Clinton policy.
With 400 Army Rangers being flown into Somalia to reinforce the 4,000 American soldiers already there, Defense Secretary Aspen today tried to relieve doubts about the Clinton administration's policy by outlining the conditions that must be met before U.S. troops can be withdrawn.
For U.S. combat troops, I think there are 3 items on the checklist. First, the security issue in South Mogadishu must be settled.
Aspen didn't say it, but that means getting rid of Mohammed Aidid, the warlord said to be behind the attacks on American troops. Aidid must be killed, captured, chased out of town, or somehow convinced to change his ways.
Second, we must make real progress towards taking the heavy weapons out of the hands of the warlords.
Aidid is not the only warlord. There are others who may be even more of a threat. So far, they have not challenged the UN peacekeeping force, but that could change once they are told to give up their weapons.
Third, there must be credible police forces in at least the major population centers.
As many as 18,000 Somalis will have to be recruited, trained, equipped, and paid as police to take the place of the UN troops now patrolling the streets. But U.S. officials say this program is already 6 months behind schedule and running out of money. As long as the streets aren't safe, U.S. troops will be needed to perform basic tasks like providing fuel and water, which under normal conditions civilians could do.
Secretary Aspen was careful not to predict how long all this might take. But Pentagon officials say they hope to pull combat troops out by this fall and the logistical forces shortly after the beginning of next year. They quickly add the pullout will be determined not by the calendar, but by events on the ground. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
This was the day Amy Beale was supposed to come home to the United States after 10 months of study in South Africa. Instead, people in both countries today are mourning and remembering Amy Beale, a victim of the racial intolerance in South Africa that she had been trying to heal. Correspondent Bill Whitaker has our report.
Friends who knew her and many others who just knew of her marched to the spot where 26-year-old American scholar Amy Beale